You have to buy Crimson Desert to own the libs. The libs didn't want you to play this game, right?
Shit.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, they'll go like, and it's with all the things like, oh, those chuds hate that you like, I don't know, fucking this
Island Adventure.
Yeah, this game. You gotta own the chuds by helping us out. And so we've had the culture war kind of mixed into gaming in a way that just sucks. It just sucks.
Yes.
It sucks.
It's not just poo-poo dog water. It sucks the fun out of everything. You can't enjoy the game for what it is.
How do we fix that, my dry bread?
I'll use Irrelevant's argument. Irrelevant kept saying when he was debating with me. It's okay. I'll make it simple. He kept saying to me, "It's a bad game, Carl. What makes it a bad game?" Flip the script. This is a good game. What makes it a good game? Nobody can tell you. Not one.
That would have infuriated me. I would have been like,
I was so lucky that I was borderline the only cloth user in the entire guild. There was like a couple others, but they weren't online much. So like anytime cloth came up, I pretty much had dibs on that. Nice. Whereas like if you were leather, holy fuck, like 80% of the guild was leather users. Poor Carl had to skin the entire barons 5 times over.
Let me live my rage, please. Okay.
Yeah, so no, he was the leather worker.
Here's how this happened, okay?
Not gonna like this, my friend. Let's plays, game guides, all that shit has made gaming less fun.
Yes
because instead of playing the game, figuring it out, finding a way that you find interesting, fun, and successful, and learning the systems, what people do nowadays is they go in and they say, what's the best Pokemon for beating this trainer? Or what's the best strat to use? What's the best build in Elden Ring in order to beat this boss? And they'll watch a YouTube guide on it. They'll read they'll read one of those like fucking Reddit posts, and they'll just copy paste it, and they may change it up a little bit, tweak it a little bit. But that's how 99% of people, 95% of people engage with games, and it's just less fun. And the problem is, even for the 5% of us who don't engage with games that way, game designers know this happens, and they design around it.
Thanks, Darkside Phil.
And here we are.
Being genuine, being authentic, and making something that is unabashedly yours, no matter how flawed. The flaws are a feature. You don't want something without flaws.
It's personality.
That's
okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you bringing me in, Whick, and I appreciate you. It was nice meeting you. And
it was nice meeting you too.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Yeah. If you start streaming, good luck. You can always reach out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What a wholesome moment, and honestly, very well said. Very well said.
Thank you.
Great analogy.
I had a lot of practice talking about that. This is something that comes up often.
I guess we got more callers, so we're gonna keep bringing them in.
Yeah,
and then
we
got
Numer and Carl in there. I know them.
I see them. We'll get Carl.
Yeah, I was playing World of Warcraft Turtle WoW the other week with them.
Oh,
hey Carl, how's it going?
I meant to ask you about that. How was it overall?
Turtle WoW?
Yeah.
Do you mean how was the guild stuff, or how was Turtle WoW in general?
Both.
Okay, so in general, I've been playing it for years. I absolutely love Turtle WoW. Always a really fun time. My mom got me into it because she's a high-level WoW player. Great time. And then, we started the guild slightly over a month ago, I believe it was. It went like 4.5, 5 weeks. And Carl was there. I was there. A bunch of people from Dev's Discord were there. I think a couple other people joined it. Yeah, and Carl's. He had some people come in. And just a real fun time, hanging out a lot with the rest of the gang, playing a lot of WoW. It was fun, trying out new stuff, trying out old stuff. It was good.
Thank you. Carl, floor is yours. What do you got from Mr. Bread here?
The circle back's finally happening to drive it, but no. On guild shit. See, I am completely new to WoW because I was a Korean MMO grinder. So For me, this entire experience with both Madry Red and also the insular friend group of Dev who I already knew, but we rarely got to do things because that's how it goes with influencers. Our only job is to show up, and sometimes schedules don't line up, but in this case, things aligned and we all got things done. The experience overall is one of those transformative things that it's like a person's first time going to college. They try to make the system, design the system to try to get you to be interwoven. Everybody was doing their own thing. Me, I was just having fun with the mechanics of the system, and then trying to do my part to help Dev with the secret hush hush project he's working on. You'll hear about it eventually in like 5 months. But
5 months, that's generous. I give it a year.
If he gets anywhere near both of our DMs.
Ooh,
Anyways, besides the Dev packing, in general, we've all been fine. While doing this, I've been dealing with my own maladies with being a caregiver because I'm a certified and licensed caregiver now. I did that within the last 4 months. Dealing with my mother's shit has been a thing. So for me, WoW was an escape and a release valve for it. And as for guild stuff, I could start saying slurs, but I could say for the best part, everybody was trying to have fun. The way that Dev wanted this stuff to be, the way that Dev wanted the thing to be is that, and this is actually something that we had a conversation about, but I don't think Madrybird was there for that conversation. So, the way that Dev sees content, air quote, the big bracket around everything that we're doing, what we're doing right now, you, I, him, Madrybird, this is content. If we were to have a slur fight, we're not going to have a slur fight. That's also content.
Damn, want to challenge me in a slur fight, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh man, the gloves are off.
Alas, I have thick skin complexion, and I've been on the internet for 10 years. But the events of like the event, the instance, the happenstance, and the regular everyday breathing, like you log into WoW and then you turn on a Whick stream and then you also turn on a Destiny stream in the background and you go back and forth between it, Stardust, Dev, any particular debate, and any other thing that you care about. That's your particular thing. That's what most people see as content. But for what Dev was doing, most people would call that a version of friend slop, but it's more like he wants to record and experience and relive the memories from his childhood. Because he, as he told us many times, would skip school when he was 15 and take time off to play the game.
He skipped a lot of school.
So, for Dev, it's a walk down nostalgia lane. For most of the people in my audience, and certain, let's call them Devcordians inside of Dev's audience, that was an opportunity for them to fuck around. We get to see the creator who never ever comes out of his creator cave. And we get to see and feel things from his perspective that people like myself and Madrybread, we can pick up on and we can have conversations about them. For the rest of them, oh, Dev's online. Time to go raid and roll for loot that doesn't belong to our class. But then for people
There was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that.
Oh, that would have... Look, I have a... And maybe this is why I don't play games with people too much. Like, I'm not an MMO guy, right?
Yeah.
I have a low tolerance when I'm playing a game for bullshit. And what I mean by that is I know that a lot of people like to do crazy shit in games that they consider fun, but that aren't beneficial to what the game was designed to be, right? Like, so WoW is a good example. Rolling for loot that isn't yours just to be fucky with it. That would have infuriated me. I would have been like, this.
I was so lucky that I was borderline the only cloth user in the entire guild. There was like a couple others, but they weren't online much. So like anytime cloth came up, I pretty much had dibs on that. Nice. Whereas like if you were leather, holy fuck, like 80% of the guild was leather users. Poor Carl had to skin the entire barons 5 times over.
Let me live my rage, please. Okay.
Yeah,
so
no, he was the leather worker.
Here's how this happened, okay? He rolled cloth and enchantment. I, recognizing the need, and never having played, but knew enough about it, because my sister was during the Felicia Day era of WoW. She was during the Night Elf Mohawk era of advertising. I learned partially part of this through her, and I play the MMO grinders. So for me, the comparative game for this is a game that's called Ron Online. That's where you can go up to like level 250 and you're running 1,000-man guilds, where the entire goal is that your alcoholic is designed to unlock the special ultimate class. So going from like 16-man raids, where what they call in Western games pulls we call keys. There are classes designed literally hit 15 mobs in the zone, pull 100 enemies towards you, and now this guy needs to cast, and this guy needs to cast, and this guy needs to cast. Condense that down into, hey, this guy is the one who makes your armor. Tell him what you need. And Dev's just like, hey, Carl, here's a laundry list. And I'm like, okay, who's one of we working with me? It's like, I'm the only leather worker. Because inside of WoW, you need to have professions. One profession is usually the funder, and the other one is the spender. So if you're using leatherworking, you have to be a skinner. And the mechanics of it is that you have to kill a creature that is valid to be skinned, and you have to level it up over time. So you start from the lowest level to the highest level, because if you do it when you start, then you're not going to have to backtrack and go through areas to re-level it. So as the only leatherworker in the guild, guess who has to craft everybody's shit? Which means, guess who's the second highest level in the fucking guild, next to Dev, who ended level 50, only because he was grinding. Me.
Oh, well, he was, the last few days there, he was borderline poop socking it.
Yep.
He was really trying to get all the footage he could.
Gross. But, I don't know, like, did you guys, overall, how was playing knowing that the time was finite? That you had a clock, and it was counting down, and you would have, what, you had like 4 or 5 weeks in the game?
About 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
How did that change the experience for you? I'm just curious.
Modriver, do you want to answer first?
Sure. Kind of didn't. Like, obviously we all knew it and it was going to end. They announced the date for it before we got started. But, like, I had already been playing Turtle WoW off and on for years. I'm not, like, a WoW lifer. I did play it in earlier versions. I played from Burning Crusade to Cataclysm. But I was never, like, a guy who only played WoW or mostly played WoW or anything like that. I'm a big fan of the game. Namely, private servers of the old versions of the game. I don't like modern World of Warcraft.
Shit, don't do it.
It sucks. Even Blizzard official servers for classic WoW suck because they're so boosted. You get crazy experience points. It's unreal. It's not
that's
fun.
A question. And I know this is semi-related, but it might tangent us a little, so forgive me. In what ways has gaming in general improved since you've been playing games? And in what ways has it gotten worse?
I got into playing games before I was, like, forming memories. I was 3 on the NES.
Sure.
My mom has memories of me playing video games that I don't have because I was too young. So I can't really judge how they've changed from when I was 3 because I don't really know.
From when you started realizing what games were that you were doing, like when you can remember when you first fell in love with games, right?
Okay.
Versus now, modern gaming. What are the changes that have been good, and what are the changes that have been less than good?
I like the online availability of a lot of games. You know, as someone who quite likes PC gaming, it wasn't always as easy before Steam to find the games you want online. A lot of ones, they only sold it on disc, which was very inconvenient. And if it's out of print, it's out of print. You might have a hard time finding it unless you know how to pirate. I'd say availability is a really big one. It's so much easier to get games modded now too, which is very cool. Which can really extend the lifetime of a game, the modding scene for it. As for something bad, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is because I'm not super plugged in on AAA games. I never really have been. I play a lot of indie games and a lot of just smaller developers kind of stuff. But the modern AAA game scene just is wholly unappealing to me. It's so rare that there's a AAA game that lands on my radar and I actually think, oh, I would play that. Like, the only ones I can think of is like Resident Evil games, because those are really big, and I'm a big fan of Resident Evil. But, like, I don't know. I can't think of I don't even know what other AAA games are. I hear they come up and then I'm not interested and then I forget about them.
Mm-hmm. My answer is different, and I want to answer both those questions you asked. So,
sure.
On the experience of knowing the time in Turtle WoW is finite, I've both hosted, developed, and ran and been a part of several teams and translation teams of different games across the PAL region translation for China, Japan, and Korea. And for me, from when I started gaming, I was in diapers learning how to put a computer together to fix up a MacBook, or a fucking Mac 2, and then switching over to Windows 95 when my father was a naval officer of 20 years of service going between military bases. And the experience is very similar to how I grew up through gaming, because I can actually go, because he DM'd me just now, Jay Funky. I can actually context what he was trying to say based on the prompt he gave me, but I'll get there. We'll circle back to that in a second. Gaming used to have. There was a point in your life where the last time you played your favorite game, you didn't realize was the last time you played your favorite game. And then you stumble back into it again, and you fall back in love with the mind state that you were in when you were doing it. And you also remember the feelings that it evokes in you, like smelling a smell that you've only had the scent of from your childhood or from when things got to here. And here is wherever you currently are in your life. So, the guy before said that his favorite game is Legends of Dragoon. It is one of my top 10, if not my number one top JRPGs, because it's a 300-hour JRPG between 4 discs. You will find many games in the market like it, but you will remember the first time you cry over Lavitz and you hear the 4 different interpolations of the same score: happy, cheerful, whimsical, and then when he gets killed with the Dragon Buster by Lloyd, sad, because the piece based on the chip tune that they were using at that era, it was very evocative of things you would have found from Phantasy Star, Star Ocean, and any version of like a JRPG they tried to port to something like the Nintendo Game Gear. It's an era of gaming that the word that comes to my mind first is bastardized. The professional term that they taught us in school when we went to CPSC would have been, and it's a word I've been using a lot, atomizing. Gaming used to be very big. It used to be a very big world. You could do anything you wanted in it and do it simply because you wanted to, or you could experience it because it was a goal that you set out to do. People playing OSRS back when it was free to play and was less majestic than it is now, doing things like collecting cabbages and becoming responsible for cabbage-based events because they decided to make a cult around collecting cabbage. People creating a myth in EverQuest about that particular crystal that was in a dungeon raid that they protected and basically created an entire lore-based history moment because they wanted to do so, because they thought, let's try to protect this weird little thing and this little side of this MMO. The original Plague that happened inside of WoW, where somebody brought a status effect outside of a dungeon.
I remember that.
And it's now used as an example of exactly how pandemic conditions can spread. Every single one of these things, for most people, is emblematic of the very argument that I was making, if you remember. I know you probably don't, Whick, but I can remind you of it, that I was making on December 6th against Irrelevant. Things
I
like
don't
that,
remember December 6th.
I know. It's okay. That argument has been on a parade, and I've been on a victory parade ever since, because it is basically the idea behind things like video games such as Progmod and Crimson Desert, and literally whatever fucking thing comes out from the AAA that people talk about like it's hot sliced bread, but not dry hot sliced bread, and it's stale and has no mayonnaise. So, the Annapurna interactive shit, where you've got a supposed pro-Israelite's daughter spending millions of dollars to put out a game like Mixtape, and you see an ad for it, and it's like 2 tongues undulating against each other as a minigame. And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Meanwhile, you go boot up your PS2, and you're like, alright, Final Fantasy X Blitzball. Time to get those last 10 kick skills I need. Because you spent time in your youth learning how to do the jet shot minigame so you could get the jet shot for Titus. Because not only is it a skill in the game itself, but it's also a mechanic that if you learn the jet shot, you get it as a number 1 ace in the whole volleyball game. Because it's like volleyball / soccer underwater. And most people remember playing these games ad infinitum, putting their blankets underneath the door frame so that the light of them playing the game wouldn't come out of the bottom, because their parents wanted to see if they were staying up at night, playing incessantly. The memories are not the same now. And what Jay Funky was trying to ask was basically, there was this period of time where there just used to be a simple love and joy of the game for the love of the game. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted. Didn't matter if you were a person who was griefing in Minecraft or you were a person playing your 600-hour campaign of Darkest Dungeon or Crusader Kings 3. Most people, they just gravitated towards the things they gravitated towards. Some people were multiplayer players. Some people were single-player players. Now, we live in a time period where in the last fiscal quarter of this year, we have witnessed a game get launched and die within 45 days. That was Highguard. And then every single time something from the AAA got released, here comes an indie project that people say that they love. They try it, and then they drop it, and then the next thing comes out, and it's the Steam chart shit all over Twitter.
They're chasing the dragon. They are
Yes,
chasing
they are.
this feeling of nostalgia that they were either had in their youth or were told that this is how games should feel. And because of the way the games are now designed in many ways, they just can't reach that level. And they are expecting something that they're never going to get, at least not from those types of games. And yeah, so they're chasing the dragon. So they have a lot of expendable income. So they'll all go all in, and it's become a culture war thing too, right? Like, so they'll be like, you have to buy Crimson Desert to own the libs. The libs didn't want you to play this game, right? The
shit.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, they'll go like, and it's with all the things like, oh, those chuds hate that you like, I don't know, fucking this
Island Adventure.
Yeah, this game. You got to own the chuds by helping us out. And so we've had the culture war kind of mixed into gaming in a way that just sucks. It just sucks.
Yes.
It sucks.
It's not just poo-poo dog water. It sucks the fun out of everything. You can't enjoy the game for what it is.
How do we fix that, my dry bread?
I'll use Irrelevant's argument. Irrelevant kept saying when he was debating with me, it's okay, I'll make it simple. He kept saying to me, it's a bad game, Carl. What makes it a bad game? Flip the script. This is a good game. What makes it a good game? Nobody can tell you. Not one.
My dry bread, can you tell us?
What makes what game good?
Any game. Any game that you want good.
Depends on the game.
Let's say
Pokemon. Let's go with Pokemon.
Okay, let's go.
What do you like about Pokemon?
Okay,
what makes it a good
franchise?
game?
Hold on, give me a game.
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon? Okay, well, I'm actually playing through Ultra Moon for my first time on my show right now. I don't know if I'm qualified to go saying good game yet. I'm not very far in.
Let's say what makes it fun for you.
So far,
yes.
Having a great time hanging out with my friends. I like catching the new Pokemon. Like, I like finding the new Pokemon because some of them I'm not very familiar with. I like the battle system in Pokemon, like the RPG battle system and everything, but that isn't really like my main draw for it. Exploring the world, having the dialogue, that's all interesting enough to me, but that's kind of like side stuff. I'd say the main thing that is the reason why I am enjoying Pokemon Moon, outside of doing it with my friends because everything's funny with your friends, that's like coming from the game itself, it's probably the fun of getting new Pokemon and old Pokemon and then trying to put together a team with it that is functional but not min-maxy. I like to have one that's functional, but it's still a Pokemon that I really, really like, and I try to make it work. I really enjoy taking things that are not perfect and then trying to make it work anyway. I mean, that's my job with Pokemon challenges, is like I'm beating Pokemon games with like some weak ass Pokemon or some weird gimmick.
You guys want to hear? You guys want to hear the hot take of the day? I guess for me.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes,
give it to me. Give it to me raw.
I think that, and you're not gonna like this, my drivers. Let's plays, game guides, all that shit has made gaming less fun.
Yes,
because instead of playing the game, figuring it out, finding a way that you find interesting, fun, and successful, and learning the systems, what people do nowadays is they go in and they say, what's the best Pokemon for beating this trainer? Or what's the best strat to use? What's the best build in Elden Ring in order to beat this boss? And they'll watch a YouTube guide on it. They'll read they'll read one of those like fucking Reddit posts, and they'll just copy paste it. And they may change it up a little bit, tweak it a little bit. But that's how 99% of people, 95% of people engage with games, and it's just less fun. And the problem is, even for the 5% of us who don't engage with games that way, game designers know this happens, and they design around it.
Thanks, Darkside Phil.
And here we are. And I think that has sucked the fun out of games for me in a lot of ways. Not all games. There's still games that I really enjoy.
Well,
but
you can choose to play however you want, right?
You say that, but there is always this kind of FOMO around, like, you're seeing people running the best builds around, and you're watching them, and you're seeing their numbers, and you compare yourself in a way that you didn't before.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. Sorry.
Right there.
I don't compare myself to others.
No, I can jump in right here. Yeah, I can jump in right there. That
you got a little bit of line.
I am. But that thing you're describing right there, that's the hole that Jay Funky was trying to talk about filling in gaming. The thing that you're saying is correct. Now, the games that I like to play, 95% yes, 5% no. But on that 5%, all of the games are puzzle boxes. The way that you choose to solve the puzzle box with the tools that the developer provided for you to do so is what creates the hole that you then fill with your gameplay, and that gameplay is the fun. But what games have now become is that not only have they been conscripted into a culture war, and Lord, the things that they said about Pragmata, how is it that I make the point on that day, but it has to come out of June's mouth? She went ahead and has to say what I said in order for everybody to get it. It's not clicking. And the reason why is because they're looking for something. They're looking for something that's like the totalitarian, this is a complete answer, if you resist against this, you are some kind of ism that removes the fun from games, because they can't just play the games to play the games. It's not even a question of what makes this game good, it's what makes this game bad. It's what makes this game memorable for you. I could have a lot more fun playing Beautiful Joe video games than I could playing the newest hotness that is supposedly picking up numbers on Twitch. And
okay, well, that's always correct, because Beautiful Joe is fantastic.
Yes, of course. Team Clover all day and Team Wonderful 101 all the way. But that era, let's say character action games, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe, God Hand, Magna Carta, certain versions of certain knockoffs like Lollipop Chainsaw, and that one that's coming out soon that's basically a zombie, and it's basically Lollipop Chainsaw, but it's a guy. All of these kinds of games, they require you to be invested into them. Any genre, any game, it does not matter. If you are so incapable of realizing that the inch-high barrier of fun is keeping you from discovering new things, you are going to be very disappointed, because you're destroying and crushing the experience down into the size of a pebble, and then you're grinding it into your teeth until you chip your tooth on it. And then you're forever looking for something to complete that tooth. You can never get a nibble or a grind or any kind of like taste. I agree with what the Drybird was saying earlier. There is a level of grit that goes into everything, because the people who have that itch, they understand what realism is when they see it. Many people don't respond to the culture war, period. They don't care. I certainly don't care. And unfortunately, even in the victory lap that I should feel that I should take on that argument being made completely ratified for me, it's a hollow feeling, because it's just arguments, right? The thing that actually lasts and you remember is the game. It is your gameplay. It is your LP. It is the time that you had doing it. The way that I could play through Baldur's Gate 3 versus how somebody could play through Honor Mode solo, min-maxing with the best class. It is the difference between an experience and a goal. They're making a checkbox, a list of things.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
If they enjoyed games more, this wouldn't be a problem. But, you know, there's money, and there's arguments, and there's actual political ground to be gained.
Speaking of money, let's read a couple super chats.
Oh, congratulations.
For super chats? Only a couple.
Yes.
We haven't got a lot. But it's okay. We still love it.
I don't think I'm the biggest draw.
You're not, but that's okay. You know what, gang? I am going to make so much money next week when I do my rape review of what happened to Chad Logic. Okay? I'm going to make
boy, I heard about that.
But Today we're just having fun. It's wholesome. It's wholesome. We're gonna make a little money. $2 from my listening library to say I've been playing Blitzball on FF10 for 15 years.
It's so addictive, right?
$2 from Lost Coyote of MA. Everybody, go play Killer 7. I've never played Killer 7. I don't know what that is.
Neither have I. I'll look it up right now.
It's a cool game.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Tell us again.
Shooter made by Suda51. But like I can't describe it, and like it's one of those ones. Okay. When I was saying earlier that like I really like games made by like an artist who like this was like their vision. That's Suda51 games like Killer 7. It's very, very artistic in a way that I can't describe it and have the thing that you're picturing actually resemble the game. That's the kind of thing where you might want to click on a long play and just go watch 5-10 minutes here and there and see like, okay, like what does this game feel like? Is this something I'm interested in?
$5 from Excelsior, or £5 from Excelsior 4574. Is this Madry Dev versus the world? This isn't a shouting match. Oh wait, Soy Pill isn't here. Also, Dev, get on there and talk games with Ma Dry Bread. Also, Okami #1. Well, thank you for the £5. But yeah, Ma Dry Bread's not. Look, Dev's political. Ma Dry Bread is not political, and that's okay. But I have
political opinions. I vote. I've been interested in politics for well over a decade.
Okay, you are not a political streamer.
I'm not a political YouTuber.
You're not a political streamer.
Yeah. I'm also not like a bag of dicks who feels the need to constantly try and force everyone else to think what I think. I'm completely okay with the idea that I'm wrong. Sure. And that other people have different life experiences than me that I'm not privy to, and that I have no business trying to force them into looking from my perspective. And I would quite like if they shared their perspective so that I can have a little bit more understanding of it.
See, you would have made a great political YouTuber, but they would have eaten you alive. Okay? They would have eaten you
I don't know.
alive.
I'm kind. I'm not toothless.
See, the thing is that
I like that saying. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, baby. Okay. $5, a 25 PLN. I don't know how much that was, but thank you. From number 4018. Appreciate you. And then $5 Canadian from Bun Priar 5662.
That's not worth anything.
Is there any hope for modern Pokemon fans? Scarlet Violet and Sword and Shield look so ass.
I'm a bad guy to ask for that because I'm only up to Gen 7 on the Pokemon games that I've played. I played a fuckload of Gen 1 through 6 for work, and I'm just getting into 7. Sword and Shield is 8. Scarlet Violet is 9. So I've played a little bit of, I think it was Shield, several years ago. I played a few sessions of it. I thought it was fun. I don't like all the new stuff, but I don't dislike all the new stuff either. It was definitely quite a big change. The world was quite interesting. New Pokemon interesting. But a lot of people I've heard, even within Pokemon, don't really like that game overall. They didn't like a lot of the new features, which I didn't dig into. And then Scarlet Violet, never played it for a single day. I own, I think, Violet. I was bedridden when it came out, so I couldn't stream it when it came out. And then I have never, ever gotten around to it because I want to do it fresh on stream, so I legit know nothing about Scarlet and Violet.
Well, tell you what, when you do start up and stream Scarlet Violet, DM me and I'll make sure that this guy or girl, I don't know, knows about it, and so they can watch you.
I can do that.
That'll be fun.
It might be in ears, but I can do that.
That I think is the for me. When I am, on the rare times I do, watching a YouTuber play a game or a streamer play a game, that is what I'm there for. I don't care about the game. I care about the streamer's interaction with the game.
Yes, and like that's a big part of my show is people don't come. Some people come for the game because they're interested in the game and they want to learn how to play the game. If I'm playing like Crusader Kings or something like that, I've had a lot of people tell me I taught them how to play Crusader Kings. But the reason they stay after they learn how to play is because they like watching me play Crusader Kings and the way I do it and the way I think out loud and talking back and forth with the chat. If it's a live stream, if it's a Let's Play, it's different, obviously, because those are locally recorded. I do both. And so, like, the vast majority of my Let's Play videos are not streamed. They're locally recorded, and so the vibe's a little different. But a lot of people, you can watch anyone play Mario Party. Why do people go so crazy about my Mario Party videos? It's because it's me and a bunch of my really genuine friends that I have. They're not YouTubers. Like, some of them have done a little bit of YouTube. But for them, it's just me and my genuine friends playing Mario Party and goofing off and having a really fun time with it. And I do editing gags and edit in silly sound effects. And we just have a good time with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a good time.
It's not. It's just not the same. It's a different experience.
Here's what we're gonna do because we do have a bit of line. Single player Carl, thank you for coming on. You got one more question before we let you go.
I guess the best thing I can do here is reword J Funky's question. In the future, as we move forward out of this era where, quote, we are putting the woke away and people are becoming much more aware and informed consumers and customers about their products. Do you believe that the best way forward for people is to be less invested into the brouhaha over the political diatribes and the ground to be gained from the topic, and that what they really need to do is just return to nature, return the monkey, and learn how to have fun again? Real, genuine fun.
Has that made the question more clear for you, Mr. Drybread?
If that's what's being said, then like I mean, I'm still fairly neutral, but I understand the question better. It's just enjoy video games however you want to enjoy video games. If that means that you like bitching on Twitter about culture war shit, then fine. You can, if you genuinely enjoy that, do that. I don't think a lot of people genuinely enjoy it. I think it's a bad habit. But if you genuinely enjoy doing that, complaining online about the video games that you're passionate about and getting engaged that way, sure, as long as you actually enjoy the games and you're not just getting riled up about games that you don't actually really have an interest in just because someone has tried to convince you it is or is not woke or something like that. Fucking don't get muddied up with that. But like if you want to argue about why Resident Evil Outbreak is the greatest thing ever, and it is, then by all means, you get in those arguments. If you want to get into those arguments, just never feel the need to engage with that side of gaming culture. At the end of the day, enjoy the game how you want to enjoy the game. Fuck what anyone thinks, whether it be you're using cheats, or you're looking up guides, or you're just completely disconnecting. You never checked the Reddit, you never checked the guides, you never checked anything. You just want to be in a bubble playing the game. Fuck it, that's fun too. Just do whatever you want with it. Just enjoy it. Don't let what other people think online ruin your enjoyment of a video game, no matter how annoying they are.
Easier said than done, but I understand.
I think it's easy.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, Carl.
Yep. I got one more thing to say before I leave.
One more
to
thing
add
quickly.
on to the end of his thing. I think the thing that people have to do is they have to go back to when we used to be on forums, when we were just people and we were having fun, having the nerd war about shit and doing the bubble thing, because what it is now is a wasteland. They literally just need to go back and be 5 again and learn how to have fun with each other and have more fun talking amongst each other with the strategies that they took to do something, rather than atomizing it down into a product where it's like, I gotta pay $40 to get this one, gotta pay $80 to get this one, gotta pay $111 to get the collector edition, because it's just stuff. It's physical stuff. They need to have the raw emotions of what it feels like to beat a boss that they've been running 45 times, and on attempt 46 they finally did it. They'll be a lot more satisfied and happy. Woke, unwoke, doesn't matter. Don't care what it is. Hardcore, PvP, doesn't matter.
Thanks for calling in, buddy. I really appreciate you, Carl. And we'll have you on again for your own little shows here soon, I'm sure. But I'll talk to you later, okay?
That's what they all say. Yeah, I'll see you.
Thanks for hanging out, Carl. This was a very fun time. I would love to be back on whenever you want me back on. Obviously, I'm probably not going to be that good for a fucking panel on some kind of political thing. It's not that I don't have opinions. It's that I'm not particularly interested in some kind of fucking shouting match. That is, I do watch your show sometimes, and if it gets really shouty, I just fucking tune out.
I get it.
I don't have any time for. I don't have patience for that. I want to hear what they're saying, even if I don't like the person. I want to hear what they're saying, and if I legit can't hear what they're saying because some dickbag keeps fucking yelling over them, and his name is Soy Pill, then I'm just not gonna watch it.
Damn. Okay. Shots fired. Clip it and ship it, gang. Tag him.
He knows he does it.
Tag him in the Twitters. Okay.